2020 air conditioning on this Honda HRV. So let's get this out of the way because I skipped the refill and the vacuum process. I'm trying to keep my videos down to a minimum because I am getting a little too busy. Sorry guys, so I have to cut down my video output or at least shorten them. So here's the quantity of refrigerant needed, YF refrigerant, for this specific Honda HRV. And here's the year, 2020. So you can correlate that because guys are missing these stickers and something. They want to know what the amount. I'm always getting asked this because they come from body shops missing all the stickers and they don't have an aftermarket source to find a correct charge. So I'm including that. But let's see if I could do something like pulling off fans and showing you what will happen on the pressure and temperature. So here is the pressure. We're 156 psi, and I'm sorry for the glare, but we're outside in the real world. 156 psi on the high side, 26 psi on the low side. Our superheat, 38 degrees. Our subcooling, 77 degrees of subcooling. Now some guys will go, oh my god, that is so high. Well, that is after the internal heat exchanger. If you see right here, my clamp for picking up the temperature of the liquid line is after the internal heat exchanger. So it's getting chilled by the cold fluid refrigerant coming out, and where the liquid is going in, and it's nice and warm right here when I touch it. And when I come over here and touch it, it's nice and it's cooler over here. So that's what that does. Other videos I get into that a little more, or you can do your own research. I always push for guys doing their own research, because if I just give you the answer, you really don't learn anything. You only learn that one speck of information. But if you look for how it operates, what it does, under what conditions, and the reason for it be there, if you actually look for that information, you will stumble upon so many more pieces of information that actually make you learn more and understand it better. And let's get up here. Our temperature has been staying steady right at 41 degrees. And our outside ambient temperature has been around 64, 65 degrees ambient. And as you can see, we're coming out 41, humidity 72 indoor. I don't know why I don't have the humidity there. Something happened. I think my sensor just died. All right, let me pull, if I could get my finger here. There I go. I just pulled that fan out. You see that fan stop? Oh, both fans stopped. Oh, let's go back and see what's happening. There, oh, we're getting to 200 psi, and it's climbing. Now the high-speed fan just went on. That one right there. So now we're gonna have a high on the high pressure switch. There it goes again. Can you hear it? Can you see it? Let's watch that for a while. So I disconnected one fan and two fans stopped working. But now the high pressure switch is kicking on as a safety, and it is cycling the second fan, as you can see right there. But look at the low side. It's staying exactly where it was. It's not moving. This is because of the good job that variable displacement compressor is doing. This is not a fixed piston. This is variable displacement. So now you can see and you can hear. Can you hear it? And I'll show you down here so you can see. There you go. All right. So that is a symptom of one fan not working. Well, maybe a guy who come up to this car doesn't know that that fan motor is bad, or maybe a fuse went out, and he thinks this vehicle normally operates like that because he's seen other vehicles operate like that, because there's many vehicles on the market that have a pulsating fan that goes on and off. But this is not normal for this vehicle. But he doesn't know that. He figures, well, this one will kick in when the temperature goes off and up really high, because I've seen other vehicles do that. And then he charges this off, sends the customer out, and one fan is not enough, and then the customer goes out, and then the weekend comes up and it's 100 degrees, but it was like 78 degrees when the technician was diagnosing it and everything was fine. Because let's go back to the temperature. And the temperature is staying right there, 41, and it went up to 42 degrees. See right there, 42, and then back 41 degrees before I took off the fan. So it only affected it by 1 degree by pulling one fan at this low ambient temperature. But now my customer leaves, the hot summer day comes around on the weekend when they're gonna go on a little trip 50 miles away. And now I have a comeback coming in the shop because I don't know that fan should have been working. Okay, let's plug that back in. There we go. Now I just plug both fans back in. Now let's go back to the pressures. Let's watch that on the data graph. The fans are really slow. They're both on, but they're really slow. Look at that slope coming down now. It's coming back down where the computer tells it wants to stay at. See over here at 157 degrees? So with the sun load hitting the sun sensor, the ambient air temperature sensor taking the readings, and all other pressures and temperatures taking the readings, the computer is controlling the compressor and the fans to take over and do this. And 170 psi, still coming down. So it'll find its equilibrium and get back to where it was before. But if you notice, the low side pressure never changed because the computer took over. Let's go back to the temperature. And if you notice, there was only 1 degree of temperature change, and it's starting to come down by a few tenths. And it'll eventually catch up and overtake and get back to 41 degrees inside. And with the fans both on, it'll catch up and stabilize at 157 psi on the outside because the computer tells it to, not how much refrigerant you stick into the system. All right, guys, I left out a lot of information. I lost some of you. Some may not even know what I'm talking about and are still gonna rely on the old beer can cold and comes cold out the dash is good enough crowd. Well, that crowd stays in that camp. And the guys who want to better themselves and know a little bit more, watch another 100 of my videos. And I'll always leave many things out, and I'll always include one more little tiny bit of information that you may have not seen in other videos. All right, catch you later.